Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back. We're going to learn about why there is a bullying.
Higginton.
Mr. Higginton.
Well, there is no bullying anymore. They all left.
Oh, yeah, they all left.
Which makes me question why they're still a thing. Yeah, like a year and a half ago. It makes me wonder why
18 months ago, actually, to be precise.
That's about 18 months ago.
Members of Team Stars confronted the students who used to bully them. And an altercation broke out between the groups.
And they killed them and buried their bodies in the sea.
Although it didn't escalate into a major incident, the altercation needlessly caused a scandal of head to unknown proportions. As a result, on that day, students who had perpetrated the bullying dropped out of the academy, one after another. But there isn't any record of that anywhere in the academy. No, I should imagine not. My former deputy deleted all the records of that incident, you see.
That sounds like you're covering it up heavily then.
Yes.
That seems illegal.
Why would anybody do that? I'm just as puzzled over how best to deal with the Team Star in the aftermath of the incident. A certain student came to see me. The student declared that they would take on all responsibility of the team's actions. In exchange, they requested I exonerate the other students from any blame. No one told me that. I accepted the request and agreed to not take disciplinary action against Team Star. Then I assigned 18 months of overseas study to the students who were responsible for the team.
What?
A year and a half studying abroad.
Everything about this is super illegal.
Yeah. This is not intended as punishment, you understand. The Team Stars were the victims, after all. I wanted that student to get some time to rest.
I've been to school. I know that there is no one victim. Everyone is at fault when something like this happens, no matter what the circumstances. It's really annoying, actually.
You were bullied for years, and then you finally snapped and punched your bully in the face? Well, we suspended both the students for fighting.
We suspended both of you for fighting. What's that? You prevented a rape from happening? We're going to have to suspend you for getting physically involved with another student. That's a real story, by the way. That
yep, and it makes me mad every time you tell me it.
What a fun system we have. It's almost designed
to be... It's
like
a fucking court case waiting to happen.
Dude, the entire educational system is a court case waiting to happen. You know how many teachers are not qualified to teach the fields they're teaching?
A lot more than you would think.
Most of them.
Yep. He wanted the student to get some rest, so I had them return home to the Gala region. Huh! That's where we played Sword and Shield.
I remember that.
Under the pretext of overseas study.
Oh my god, they sent them from not France to France.
From not France to not France, because Gala was Great Britain.
Is Gala Great Britain? Oh, you're right, it is Great Britain.
And that's why we had the Scottish main character.
Right, Gen 6 is the one that's in France, which I can't remember the region name, so it doesn't matter.
That's, it's not Kalos. Is it Kalos? It might be Kalos. I don't remember. Around the time, however, my former deputy director took it upon himself to delete all traces of the incident from the Academy servers. It appears his intent was to shield himself from any blame.
That's illegal.
So he tried to cover up the whole thing? That's terrible.
And illegal.
After we discovered what had happened, I dealt with him appropriately, of course. I fucking killed him.
I brought him to the Supreme Court.
But the inability of myself and the rest of the teaching staff to prevent this terrible act also presented a grave blunder on our part. I accepted the blame that laid on my feet and resigned as my position as the director. The rest of the teaching staff then joined me in handing in the notices. So that's why the current teachers were all brought in a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so I was just going to say that. I'm like, does that mean that the entire school, every single working member of this school...
All the teaching staff, yes.
All knew of only a year and a half?
Yes.
That's insane.
That's insane.
That would absolutely never work out.
That literally would fall apart. Like, yeah, maybe they've taught in other places, but like...
They would essentially be establishing a completely new school, without a board of director, by the way, because he came in after all this. So he doesn't even have the knowledge of this happening.
Then I think he started a year and a half ago then at that point.
Yeah.
With the rest of the teachers, but like...
No, he didn't, because he has no knowledge of any of this happening. He even says, is that why it was like a year and a half ago where all these teachers started? Which implies that he started after them.
So, I think he either started a little after them or around the same time.
It would have to be after them, because it doesn't make any sense if it's written.
So all of the other teachers resigned, and then all the new teachers came on, but it's just like, what the fuck? That would literally... they would just close. There would be no way it would reopen.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is like, if it happened a year and a half ago... Also, he couldn't have started a year and a half ago, because he sent all the students abroad a year and a half ago, which means the other guy would have still been in charge. So he had to start later. Everything they just wrote doesn't add up, by the way.
Yeah,
the entire timeline doesn't
sense.
make any sense.
I understand my actions caused a great deal of trouble.
Hang on. Not even close.
So I was just like, did we just end an episode or not? We got too involved in this.
Yeah.
Hang on, Mr. Hickington. How could you suddenly decide to talk about this now? Young Master Ortega, Team Star doesn't carry on its current function. I merely wish to give you a chance to course a better course.
Nicely done.
Well, there's no way I'd be abandoning my friends and going to school without them. Not after we came this far. Your friends in Team Star must mean a big deal to you.
A great deal to you.
Nope, a big deal. Isn't that obvious? It's because, they're my greatest treasure in the whole world.
Cringe. Very lame. Very lame.
That was fucking gay.
My greatest treasure in my whole world is this game right over here. It's worth $170. No.
Throw it out the fucking window. And now it's gone. Thanks, Jake.
Roto.
Dante, it's me.
Snake, is that you?
I take it Ortega has been handed over his star badge to you then? I see. With its boss no longer around, the
Frachba
squad is as good as finished.
Finish.
Even Ortega. I'm sorry. We're almost there now. Just one boss left. This operation has been a huge success thanks to you, Dante. And Corville has provided admission as an immense...
admirable
of your support.
I don't know.
I remember him saying you were acquaintances. Have you known each other for long?
Nope. Never.
Yeah, for a while. No, not that long.
Nope, never.
Well, he's clearly a reliable friend. He must remind me of my gang back in the day.
Which gang?
Back in the day? What gang? As you know, Team Star was formed by a group of students who were bullied at school. Shortly after finding the team...
Is it bad that the more I hear about how they're bullied, the less I fucking give a shit?
Yeah, pretty much. These students, none other than the boss themselves, confronted their bullies head on. The outcome was a resounding victory for Team Star. Though you could hardly call it a contest. The bullies didn't even put up a fight. All they did was bolted from the battle the first chance they got.
Yeah, that sounds about right for bullies.
Scared spineless of Team Star, the bullies then dropped out of school, one after another.
They didn't drop out. They were sent abroad. They just went over this.
No. Only they were sent abroad.
No.
The bullies just left.
No. He said they fucking sent them abroad one by one.
No, the ringleader. That's who he was talking about.
Then why would they say one by one if only one person left?
One by one, the students resigned. They just quit school.
Okay, all right.
Makes a little more sense,
sure.
but also it's stupid.
I don't buy it. It's like...
Team Stars ended on the villains in the story. But I don't fucking care anymore. Here's your reward. I'll give you some LP. You earned 10,000 league points?
Nope. Lollipops.
Lollipop. You're right. You made some TMs now. Here, make good use of this. This should help you taking down the last boss. My support unit rep will come along and give you your bonus. Hey, it's me. I'm here. Groggy. Gosh, stay in your Pokeball for once. Will you? No. He's our fucking mount. Yeah.
So it's just me, or is like Penny the most unlikable character of this whole game?
Yeah, and the internet fucking loves her.
I don't get it. She's just so
It's probably because
unlikable.
she uses EVs.
Probably.
Wow, Team Star went through all that, huh? They just wanted the bullies to go away, but then they became bad guys in everyone else's eyes? What a joke. The students, the teachers, they all so messed up. Even the ones who had them been paying attention, then everyone had been being bullied. They have to be able to tell right away that Team Star wasn't the one in the wrongs. But I guess the big boss was the one who urged everyone to face the bullies despite knowing how messed up the academy is. What a massive idiot, creating Team Star and just hoping their plan would miraculously work out. Are you talking about yourself?
I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. The more I hear this story, the more annoyed I'm getting because it doesn't fucking make any sense.
Yeah, she's sure about it. She's sure that the bullying was bad. And you hate this fucking story.
The longer I hear it, the more fucking pissed off I'm getting, actually.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll hear about it again like 2 more times.
I've never cared so little about something so unimportant in my fucking life.
But they were all being bullied, and they tried to take their revenge on the bullies, and it backfired.
It didn't backfire. They succeeded. But now she's annoyed because they are bullies now, but they didn't do anything establishing that at all.
But I know they're bullies, man.
So,
the game told us.
And also, if they are bullies, then why are they bullies? That doesn't make any sense.
But they're bullies. Fucking game.
You know what this reminds me of?
What does
It
it
reminds me
remind you
of fucking RWBY.
Tell me about RWBY, Chris.
Because RWBY has the same fucking problem where, the whole first season they establish, oh, they're racist against the fauna. And it's okay. And then they don't show it at all, at any point, in the entire fucking story. And we're just supposed to accept that people are racist and mad about it. And it's but there's no fucking evidence of it anywhere in your story. How am I supposed to be,
show
on anyone's
show
side?
Don't tell, I believe is the expression.
They don't even tell. They tell you once at the beginning of the show, and then for some reason in season 3, you're supposed to just suddenly understand why there's a whole rebellion of fucking people that hate humans because they were racist in the past, and it's okay, but were they? Because you go and look into it, and they're oh, they used to use them for labor, and I'm yeah, but slave labor or normal labor? It's never established. They never say they're slaves. They just say these people were racist and treated badly. And I'm okay. I mean, my boss treats me like shit too, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm a slave. What the fuck? What do we mean by that? You're not establishing fucking anything.
Oh, that's the realest fucking...
It's this means nothing to me. And you know what we do? We do finally get evidence of racism in RWBY, though. You want to know when it happens?
Season 8.
Season 5, there's a sign outside a bar that says no faunas. You see it for 2 seconds, and then it's never brought up again. And I'm just man, what world building. So good. What amazing world building.
Yeah.
Did you know the world's racist, though?
Yeah, it is.
Did you see that sign that was on screen for 2 seconds in one episode of Season 5 after the whole arc about why the fauna were fighting the humans in Season 3? You see all the God, we're so good at writing. I hate RWBY. I like the characters of RWBY, but I hate the story. The story is so fucking bad. It's so fucking garbage. I don't know how a show with so much promise got so garbage so quickly. It is amazing to me.
Tell me how you really feel.
There's that guy who does So This Is Basically or whatever.
Yes, I've heard of this.
He made a ton of these, and his RWBY one's my favorite because there's one part where there's a guy called Crow, and he gets the ability to be able to turn into a bird, and for some reason the show treats it like this horrible curse, but they never establish why. It's a horrible curse. It seems nothing but beneficial in every way, and the guy makes a great joke about it where he's just you want to know pain? You want to know what true pain looks like? Me and my sister were cursed to turn into birds. And she's Is that bad? I don't really can you not turn back? Can you not turn back if you do? He's like, no, we can turn to birds whenever we want, and I can turn back into a human whenever I want. And she's like, that just sounds entirely beneficial to you in every way. I don't understand. You don't understand, Ruby. Even Krista turned to bird, Ruby. Krista turned to a bird.
Yeah, honestly, that just sounds beneficial.
It's literally only beneficial. There's literally no downside to it in any way, but they treat it like it's this horrible curse. They can't. It's like it's exclusively beneficial. He has the ability to not only just do recon whenever he wants, but also just escape from battle at any point by turning into a bird and just fucking right off.
I'm a bird, Ruby!
And yet, for some reason, they're just like, what a terrible curse. I hate Ruby.
Stupid.
I hate Ruby so much. The writing is so fucking garbage.
I'm a bird, Ruby!
Turn to a bird, Ruby. And then they're like... And he also makes a great point where he's just like, and then they have Ozpin, who's supposed to be as morally gray as his hair, but they don't do anything with it.
I actually love that.
Like, he just does fucking nothing. The biggest critique in that video that I think fits why Ruby is so bad, though, is he's just like, I forget exactly how he puts it, but it's something along the lines where he's just like, one of the biggest problems with RWBY is that it doesn't have any time to explain how anything works, and then gives it to you for homework later in side series that they release called Lore of blah blah blah.
Oh. No.
And I'm just like, yes, thank you. Like, there's so much, like, we don't have time to explain how this world works, and then they give these, like, in 5-minute long videos that explain how the world works, and I'm like, stop.
Dude, just fucking pad out your video by like another 5 minutes to explain it in fucking game.
My favorite one is magic, because magic in the series is all fucked up. Because originally it wasn't supposed to have magic, and then it did have magic, and then never mind, we decided it wasn't supposed to have magic in the first place. We decided we were right the first time. So there's like a whole fucking arc in the beginning of it where they're stealing like dust, which is essentially works like magic. But then it's not magic, it's remnant dust, don't worry about it. There's like an amazing one where they're just like, and then they can use their remnant abilities, but that's not magic because we already have magic with dust. Wait, that's not magic either.
I have more questions than answers right now.
Oh my god, I could go through 40 years of talking about RWBY, because it's a show that I like, but I hate how bad it is. I want to like it more than I do. That's, like, my entire problem with the show.
The worst part is, like, I understand that and feel that.
Yeah. Because the concept... I was just hooked on RWBY on the first trailer, because the first trailer is sick. It's made by Monty before he died, who's, like, this genius combat animator. And, like... If I just show you the red trailer for RWBY...
I think I remember seeing it.
There's no way you can watch it and not be hype as shit. It's just a character that looks like Little Red Riding Hood fighting off a horde of werewolves over a moon sky in a snowstorm, as she has a fucking sniper rifle that turns into a scythe, and it's the sickest shit you'll ever watch in your life. And I watched it and I was like, I gotta watch this show. This show looks amazing. And the first season was okay. And the second season was pretty good. And the third season was like, alright, now we're getting somewhere. And then they stumbled so hard out of the gate for the fourth season that they've never been able to recover.
See, Chris, what it was is they were making a show that they just wanted to animate things. They didn't want to make a show with a story.
No. That's the problem. When the show was just the good animator, it was fine. When he died... then it became shit. Like, the show actually got worse after they lost their good animator who just wanted to animate cool shit.
Then I have nothing to tell you.
The problem, my main critique, although most people probably be like, no, because the internet's full of a bunch of stupid people, is, the problem is that they let the fan base write the show at a certain point. Like, they essentially,
right.
the fan base just got really obnoxious and they gave up and just let them write the show, and it made every character just intolerably stupid.
Everybody's a lesbian, I think.
Yeah, well, the main one was like, so they have these characters called Blaze and Weiss, Yang.
Yes.
Is Yang and Blake, and people really wanted them to be a couple. And I was always in the boat of like, no, that's a terrible idea. They're not a good couple
They're
at all.
toxic for each other.
It's not that they're toxic, it's that their relationship...
You're gonna love how much it chugs in here.
I mean, I bet. The problem isn't that they weren't good for each other. The problem is that they very much built a, like, elder sister, younger sister relationships, and then they were just like, and now they're fucking... Because the entirety of the, like...
One of companionship that's not just about romantic feelings, but now it's about, only sex.
The entire reason that Yang and Blake worked as well as they did was because, like, Blake was not confident in herself in any way, and Yang had the whole experience of being an older sister to RWBY. So, like, it worked for being able to give advice to a character that needed it. And then people were just like, they fucking...
They fucking know.
It's like, but they ain't. It also doesn't make sense for them to be fucking in any way.
No, they fucking know.
It was very, like...
Not good. Chris didn't like it.
It was just very nonsensical. And then, like, they just kept making it worse. The irony is that, like, then they have good pairings that I actually think would make much better ships, and they just don't. They just don't. For, like, no reason. I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck they're doing.
That's why.
Like, I think RWBY and Whis work really well together because they're complete opposites, which makes their chemistry really fun. And they just refuse to, like, do anything with it.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Just refuse entirely. The only thing that good about RWBY is the most recent season they had. RWBY became super based, and it became a whole internet meme, which was really funny because she calls out her sister and her gay lover for being just unlikable fucks. And everyone was just like, what did she mean by that? It became a whole internet meme of what did she mean by this?
What does she know? What does she know that we don't?
So, well, essentially she's just like, RWBY has like a panic, she has a mental breakdown finally, which I've been waiting for a while because that character probably should have had a mental breakdown like 2 seasons ago, but it's fine.
Yeah.
They for some reason they made the leader of their team the youngest member of the team with very little life experience and the constant not knowing what her powers are or how they work, and also she like has to figure out what really happened to her mother, and then they're just like, oh wait, now's the time for the mental breakdown, like 2 seasons too late. That's the right point.
That's totally what they should do. Oh, dude, this is fucking great. So I can see why people like the show.
Yeah, I mean, well, people like the show because they're just horny, I think. But like,
100%.
But it is really funny to me because there's a lot in that show that's like, this could be so much better, but they just didn't do anything with it. They just did fucking nothing.
Yeah, no, dude, that's what they do, man. That's what they do.
But yeah, I think because I was like, Whis and Blake works. I think Whis and RWBY works. I think fucking Joan d'Arc and fucking RWBY works. But it seems like they're pushing Osmond in RWBY, which makes me really concerned because he's a 50-year-old man reincarnated into the body of a 12-year-old child.
That's a little
And they're
creepy.
like really pushing that relationship, and I'm starting to be like, the fuck are you doing?
That's a little bit creepy, but you know, this is the internet.
Mm-hmm. Like, I figured RWBY and Joan would have got together because Joan's actual perfect relationship girlfriend gets murdered, like, real early in the series. So it was like, oh, alright, well, I guess that's over. I guess they are pushing Joan and RWBY. And then they just stopped for, like, no reason. Probably because they were too busy pushing Blake and Yang for some reason. And then just, like... And then he comes back, and he's, like, a 30-year-old man in a fucking Alice in Wonderland time loop alternate universe, and he's not the same Joan, but also might be the same Joan. And I've got to be real, I didn't watch that whole season, so I'm just hella confused. I should really go and watch that season just so I know what the fuck is happening.
Probably.
But it's pretty wild.
But I guess we'll talk about that next time, maybe.
I don't know, probably not. But we'll see you guys the next part. We'll see you guys then. Peace.